Hi friends, thanks so much for coming back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about the differences between Portland and Boise. Very similar things as well. So Portland is a big Boise, you can say that pretty easily. But there are some social differences, there are some economic differences, there are housing differences. In the early 1900s, however, a fun fact is that some of the very well-known architects in Boise also traveled to Portland and would share their services over in Portland, vice versa, would come back. Tourlet and Hummel went over there, Troutner went over there. So they did go back and forth, so you will see some architectural similarities in both cities. Portland had a very big surge in the mid-century modern homes, which are very popular also in Boise. So we shared those architects as well and builders. And so that's just a really fun fact. The difference in the population. For instance, Portland has a population of roughly 637,000 people, and Boise is at 250. So 1/3, a little bit less than 1/3 of the Portland population. Portland has an international airport. Boise does not have what we would consider an international airport. It's much smaller. So from Portland airport getting to downtown, it's 20 to 30 minutes. From Boise to go downtown, it's 8 to 10 minutes. So very, very different cities. Portland, the landscape in Portland is very similar. In Portland, there is Portland downtown, and then the elevated high points, and then the backdrop of Portland to the east is Mount Hood. We have several mountain ranges that are our backdrop. The major mountain range is the Owahis. It's a multi-range mountain range that's south of Boise. And then our ski resort is not Mount Hood, it is Bogus Basin. So we both have ski resorts that are close. Bogus Basin is closer than Mount Hood is to Portland, FYI. So other similarities are we have a major freeway running through our city. Portland has I-5 running through it. We have Interstate 84. Interstate 84 runs east-west. I-5 actually runs north-south. And so that's cool. Now let's talk about some of the social dynamics and the social differences. Portland is considered a progressive city, and Boise is not considered a progressive city. However, it is the most progressive city in the state of Idaho. And then housing prices. Portland has less inventory and high demand, but not less inventory than us. So they have more inventory, but they have a higher demand because obviously they have more people living there. And therefore their housing prices are more expensive on average than Boise's average housing prices. And the entire Portland metropolitan area, which we would call here the Ada County area, the average sold price here versus there is also lower in Ada County than it would be in that Portland metro. So that is very, very interesting. We talked about landscaping. Weather. Let's talk about the weather. We are in Boise, and we are dry, high desert, low humidity, and we have 200 sunshine days a year on average. And they probably have about 50 to 65 sunshine days in Portland. It rains a lot. There is a river that runs through it, and it's wet. So that is a similarity. So they do have a major river that runs through Portland. We do. Our major river is the Boise River, and that comes from both of our dams. And then that is also another similarity. Portland also, that water is dammed up, and so there is also the Hood River and dam, and that is also a similarity. Industry. So Portland has some major manufacturing industries, major industries. They have Intel. There's the Nike headquarters in Beaverton. So that creates a huge buzz. There are more per capita industries in Portland than there are in Boise. Our major manufacturer here is Micron, and then we have our university. They have several universities in Portland, not just one. Portland also, from a sports standpoint, has the Portland Trailblazers. They have a major basketball NBA team, so we do not. We have Boise State University, so we have our football team for the college, so that is a major difference. Transportation. Portland does have a very good transportation system. They've been very progressive about their transportation, and it runs well, and it's very efficient. And Portland has we have the Valley Regional Transit that bus lines run, and you can get a bus ticket for about $200 a year. However, there aren't a lot of bus routes, and we still have a lot to grow as far as transportation goes. That being said, we do also have a lot of people that bike to work here because we do have the Greenbelt, which is 35 miles long. And because of the Greenbelt, people will bike to work instead of take cars. So we do have that advantage that it's a very easy, and you'll see a lot of people biking to work in Boise. So we do keep quite a few cars off the roads because of that. So I think we are advanced above Portland. Portland does not have easy access for bike routes. I used to live in Portland about 35 years ago, and it was not easy then, and it's no easier now. So it's just a big city. And then taxes. Oregon has a state income tax ranging from 5 to 9.9% depending on your tax bracket, and 0 sales tax. Idaho has a 6% sales tax, but our tax is 0.0125 to 6.925. So much less. If you compare those two rates, our actual income tax is pretty low, and then we do have that sales tax where they don't in Portland. So that's an advantage for people living in Portland, but I also don't like paying 9.9% in taxes. I would rather be on that 6 or 5, so just my opinion there. Let's see. I think those are the major differences. If you have other differences that you think are pertinent to the differences between Portland and Boise, don't forget to DM me and message me. There are a lot of reasons why people move to Boise versus Portland. Some people like how quiet it is here. They also like how clean our streets are. So for instance, some of the key points about Boise and Ada County are that we have street cleaners. We have a graffiti program to make sure we don't have any graffiti on any of our public and anything outside like walls or any graffiti tagging. We have a really strong arts guild here in Boise, and I think it's growing throughout the county as well. I know they are pretty strong in Garden City, as well as they do have an arts council in Eagle as well. And then some of the other highlights about our city is that, and the entire Ada County, is that we have an arborist department, and that arborist department takes care of all of our trees. And so we have very well cared for trees and parks. We have an abundance of parks, much more than Portland. Portland is kind of like, cement city. It has some parks, but not the kind of parks we have here. We have 156 acres on Ann Morrison, another 27 acres at Catherine Albertson Park, and more parks. So we have 8 jewels with parks in them. So Julia Davis Park is another major park. So we have so many parks, Whitewater Park, that we are definitely ahead of the game as far as outdoorsiness. We tend to be very outdoorsy in the state of Idaho, and that goes for the entire county of Ada County as well as Canyon County, and people just get out and have fun. So I hope that helps you figure out whether or not you want to move to Portland or Boise. And of course, you're always welcome to find your vibe and go with that. But if you like real estate or relocation information, we have a relocation guide for you for the state of Idaho. So don't forget to DM me or just connect down below. I'll have all that. And then if you want more videos like this, don't forget to like and subscribe. And as always, be safe, be happy, and be home in Idaho.